I'm going to show you how you can set up an assignment in Teams. It's a lot easier than you think, and you can put in rubrics, or you can add in extra files and even class notebook. I'm over in my physical science team. Your assignments will appear up in the tab bar, but only in the general channel. So if you choose another channel, assignments won't be in there. And even if I search for it and type in assignment, it won't come up. So let's go back to our general channel. Click on assignments and choose get started. So you can see some of the different assignments that have been set and their due dates and time. So we have 10 assigned assignments, and coming down to the bottom, we've got 5 marked ones. So how do we make one? Okay, let's create an assignment by clicking on create, and then we have 3 different types of assignments to choose from. Assignment, quiz, or from existing. So if you've already set up an assignment, you can use that again. Let's choose assignment. Now all you have to do is fill this in and decide which bits you'd like to add extra things in. All right, let's give our assignment a title. Enter any instructions that you'd like to include for your assignment. Attach or add a resource. There are lots of different options that you can use. You can access your OneDrive, and any files you have there you can attach. You can also assign a page from a class notebook if you have one already set up. You can choose a link from a website. You can add a new file, so a Word, PowerPoint, or Excel. Click on one of these and start creating your document. There's also options to upload a make code, but I won't go through all of that today. And from a different team if you'd like to add in an assignment that you've already created in one of your other teams. Or choose upload from this device to grab a file off your computer or tablet. Once you have decided what file you want, click on it and choose attach. Okay, so we've added the PowerPoint in, and underneath you can see students can't edit. If you want to change the permissions of this, come over to the more and click on it. And you can change to students edit their own copy, open in Teams or PowerPoint online, or they can download, or if you need to remove. You might just want to leave on students can't edit so that all the other students can get a copy without someone changing it around. You can then add in any more resources you need to. You can also decide if you want points or not for the assignment. Type in how many points you want your assignment to be out of, and Teams will add this in as well as a percentage. You can add a rubric too if you wish, which can be quite handy for marking later on. So at the moment it's telling us that no rubrics are available. If I had already created an assignment and made a rubric, I would have a list of different rubrics I could use and decide to put that to this assignment. Or I can upload a rubric I've already written or choose new rubric, which is what we're going to do now. So here's my new rubric, and I can choose a title for it and enter a description. Now up the top here, it's telling us there are no points. And if you come down into your marking criteria, you can see different marking bands: excellent, good, fair, and poor. If I toggle this from no to yes, you can see there are points that are now next to excellent, good, fair, and poor. And it's out of 100%. Now let's come through and customize our marking criteria. We can change any of the bands around. It doesn't have to stick with excellent, good, fair, and poor. You might want to change it to something like very high, high, good, and fair. If you need to add any more bands in, click on the plus, or you could copy and paste. Once you've added some criteria into each of the different bands, you can then add in another row, either by clicking on copy or plus. And then you can add in all the information for this band. You might also notice that each of the questions has an evenly distributed percentage or weight. So we've got 50 for question 1 and 50 for question 2. If I want to change it so it's not even, I'm going to click on evenly distribute weights, And then I can click in the box and change it. I'm going to add in another row. Now you will notice it says 0%. Now I can go back and manually type all the different percentages if I need them to be different, or if I want to go back to evenly distribute, click on evenly distribute weights and it will change it again for you. Add in another row. Click evenly distribute weights again. And now it's been evenly distributed. You can also change the points in the band. If I'm happy with my rubric, I can then choose attach. And I've got my rubric set up here and some points. If I think I've made a mistake, I can click back on here and click edit. If I've decided, actually, I don't want points, let's come back up to here and toggle this to no. Then you will see all the points disappear as well as the different weights. When I click update, it now says no points. So it's up to you how you'd like to set this assignment up. You can then choose where you'd like to assign this, so which team you would like to assign it to. You can click on here and choose the one you want, or you can choose to add in multiple classes into one. Choose your students. Choose the students that you'd like this assignment to go to. You might only want to send this to a couple of students as an extension task, or you might need to add in a couple of students from another class. You can type them in. Then select your due date and the time due in. One of the most interesting features of assignments in Teams is right down the bottom where it says assignment will be posted immediately with late hand-ins allowed. Now you might want to let students add in their assignment after the due date ends or after the time due. But it depends. Sometimes we know we have students who like to try and skirt around this, and then we have to forever try and collect in an assignment. So students will come up with a range of reasons of why and when they should be allowed to hand in an assignment. If you want to maneuver around this so there are no late hand-ins allowed, click on edit. All right, so I might want to schedule this for future. So I might not want to post today. I can decide maybe I want to post this on Thursday, and it's going to change the time that this assignment is going to be sent through Teams to the students. Then something you might really want to use is this close date here. So if you look down the bottom, it's telling us that late hand-ins are going to be allowed. And I know over the years I've had so many students ask me about what time is their assignment due in. Is it at the end of the lesson? Is it at the end of the school day at 3 o'clock? Is it at 5 o'clock? Could they hand it in maybe at 6 o'clock when they get home? They might have a part-time job they need to run off to and they need some time when they come home from school to do this before going. Or are they able to hand it in at 12 o'clock at night because technically it's on the same day? And maybe these students are looking for a little bit of extra time to complete that assignment in. Maybe they haven't used their time as well as they could have in the 2, 4, 5 weeks that they had to do their assignment in. When students are handing in digital submissions, it can be a little bit of a nightmare to make sure you get 100% submission. Using a close date can get rid of this for us and hopefully, in a perfect world, get us close to 100% submission. So if students start to know that there is a closed date and time, hopefully they're going to get their work submitted to you on time. So if I choose closed date, then it changes to late hand-ins not allowed. And that means that on Tuesday, the 19th of May at 5 o'clock, no more submissions are going to be allowed by students through Teams, and they'll get a late submission notice. If I choose this again, it goes back to late hand-ins allowed. So maybe I'm going to be the mean teacher and choose close date and choose done. Then I can schedule it, or I might want to save this for later. Let's schedule. Now I can see in assigned I've got 11 instead of 10, and if I come down the list I can see the one that I've just made. If I need to go back and edit anything, click on it, and then I can come in here and change anything and choose update, and the update will be sent to the students.